Welcome back. Time now for news from the left. MSNBC's Mehdi Hasan triggered by Bill Maher calling out the shocking amount of black-on-black crime that continues to destroy quality of life in American cities. Hasan will show you a little bit of what Bill Maher said and then Hasan's response, of course, by lying.
Why doesn't anybody talk about that? Well, I mean, why aren't there, 100 giant black celebrities who would have the respect of those people saying, what are you doing to yourselves? Why are you killing each other?
This is no way to live. This dishonors our community. Come on. We're better than this.
Right. I feel like it's never addressed.
How many racist tropes can you fit into one Bill Maher clip? First off, Chicago? Really? I mean, it's the predictable go-to criminal dystopia for right-wingers, but that's not the reality. Chicago isn't even in the top 10 or top 20 deadliest cities in America. It ranks below cities in red states like Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and Columbus, Georgia.
Of course, poor little Mehdi has to pull the race card. And notice the wording, cities in red states. They love to say that. Just for reference, the mayor of Tuscaloosa is a Democrat. Walt Maddox has been the mayor since 2005, has been reelected 3 times. And the mayor of Columbus, Georgia, the other 2 cherry-picked cities that he used that happen to be in red states, has no identifiable party we could find, but is facing re-election against a candidate who says he's going to be tough on crime. That tells you a lot about who's running the city as we speak. People like Mehdi Hasan are the reason that we have so much black-on-black violence, and the slaughter in inner cities continues on. He provides cover for our inner city cultural rot, because it exposes the disaster his political party created with the welfare machine and what that has done to African-American culture in this country. And they don't want that. The truth is the Democrats must keep these communities impoverished and on the dole and miserable, because if they start working and become successful, they will vote differently than they currently do. That is the facts. That's what's happening in this country. Mehdi Hasan does not want you to see that, and he does not want that to change. Next up, Democrat strategist Liz Schmitt with the most forced statement of the week. Try not to gag as you watch this one.
It sometimes frustrates me when I hear people and some Democrats say that, Joe Biden doesn't excite them. He doesn't send a thrill up their leg, because he is a man of tremendous integrity, of decency, who is in public service for the right reasons. And I think as a society, it would benefit us if we valued qualities like that a little bit more, because then maybe we would be less likely to get a game show host as our president.
Joe Biden, integrity, decency, and in politics for all the right reasons. It's just too good. Next up, radio host Charlemagne the God torching the Democrat Party after the decision to not allow debate, mandating Biden will be the nominee in 2024 when he has no clue where he is half the time. There's not going to be any debates. They don't want any questions. It's just Biden. Everybody shut up. Watch Charlemagne and comedian Andrew Schultz mocking Biden's campaign video.
So when you start your video off saying whatever, you put out your statement and it says, you're in condition to run.
Aren't you embarrassed to be a Democrat?
America isn't. I'm not a Democrat. That's why it's whack that the DNC won't let nobody They won't do no primaries next year, man. Do a primary debate. Put Joe Biden up on that stage with Bobby Kennedy, who's challenging him, and Marianne Williamson, and whoever steps up to the plate, and let's have a discussion.
Suspect Joe Biden's going to go on that show next week and tell Charlemagne that he's not black because he doesn't support Joe Biden for president. Next up, the one WNBA player who has no reason to be threatened by men joining the league is advocating for biological men to join the league. Here's 6'9" Brittany Griner.
Everyone deserves the right to play. Everyone deserves the right to come here, sit in these seats, and feel safe. I think it's a crime, honestly, to separate someone for any reason. So I definitely will be speaking up against that legislation and those laws that are trying to be passed, for sure.
Speaking up for the boys, speaking down to the girls, just like Megan Rapinoe supporting men playing in women's soccer now that her career is over and she's already rich. Very easy to virtue signal when it really won't impact you at 6'9". Next up, fun to see a no BS nation call out our nation's idiocy. Netflix's decision to cast a black actress as Cleopatra has angered the Egyptian government so much that their government is speaking out against the streaming platform. In a statement, the head of Egypt's Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities bluntly telling Netflix Cleopatra was not black, and the casting of a black actress is a falsification of Egyptian history and a blatant historical fallacy. Adding, quote, the film is classified as a documentary and not a drama. The order that the owners of this industry have to investigate accuracy and refer to historical and scientific facts in order to ensure that the history and civilizations of peoples is not falsified. Historically, Cleopatra was Macedonian Greek. Artifacts show she had light complexion and Hellenistic Greek figures. But of course, that's boring to Hollywood, so here we are. Finally, only a few months ago, I joked that liberals would soon find a way to make pedophiles acceptable, and it has already arrived. A transgender Minnesota lawmaker has introduced a bill that would make pedophiles a protected class in the state. Lee Fink is listed first among the authors of the so-called Take Pride Act, which would remove certain sections in the Human Rights Act that allow for discrimination based on sexual orientation. That includes removing language from the state's existing anti-discrimination law that currently says, quote, sexual orientation does not include a physical or sexual attachment to children by an adult. As you can see, the bill crosses out that entire sentence. After much backlash, Fink claims nothing of the text of the bill would weaken pedophilia laws, yet insisted the language never should have been included in the first place. Something else.